What's going on, everybody? It is your host, Dr. Splash. I'll post my Cash App in the video comments. It's my birthday. If you want to show some love, send some money my way. That'd be amazing. If not, just say happy birthday and have a great day for the Yancey Street Gang. Now, this is a video that I'm making because it's honestly been on my mind. It's ever since I saw this statement, I've been formulating ways to address it. I know I said I was going to drop the Yancey Street Gang documentary today. That'll be later this week. It's a passion project, so I'm taking my time on it. I want to drop it when it's at its best. Now, getting to this topic, this is about Superman. This is about a statement made by James Gunn. And I want to preface this with saying I didn't have a problem with Superman movie. If you saw my Superman review, I think I gave it like a 7 out of 10, 7.5. Second time I saw it, it was actually better than the first time I saw it. So my rating might have even gone up a little more. Do I think it was a perfect movie? No. I think the ending was near perfect. I think the climax, all that was pretty well done. I liked the pacing for the most part, and I liked the tone. I like the Superman hopeful tone of it. There's no way to deny they did a very good job of capturing that essence, and I thought David Cornsweet killed it as Superman. As did Mr. Terrific was amazing, and Guy Gardner. There's a lot to like about the movie. Is it perfect? No, by no means. But here's where the craziness comes in, right? So right now, it's a little unclear how this is going to perform in the box office. What I mean by that is, right now, the numbers are saying about 600 to 700 million to break even, which makes sense. It had a higher budget than Fantastic Four, which they're saying needs about 600 to break even. Now, the issue with Superman currently is that it's really not doing too hot overseas, doing pretty well domestically. Overseas, it's kind of struggling. James Gunn has made a lot of statements. Some of them I don't like. This is one of them that I just really think sucks, and I'm going to explain why. And I'm going to give my thoughts on James Gunn. Like, I think there's something he deals with as a creative person that isn't talked about a lot with the community, but I want to run it by you guys and see what you think. Now, the crazy statement is James Gunn, when asked, hey, it's not doing too well overseas. It's doing well at home, though. What's going on? He gave some basic answers here and there, like, hey, Superman's more of a American dream story, shit like that. Cool. Here's where he lost me. Here's honestly one of the craziest Superman statements I ever said. James Gunn basically said, this might not do as well as we thought at the box office because Superman's just not that popular. He's not a Batman. All right, guys. As a reformed Superman hater, I'm going to tell you how fucking popular Superman is, okay? You guys need to understand how absurd that statement from James Gunn is. Superman, statistically, is right up there with the 3 most popular, most recognizable symbols in the world. And this will interest you. I thought this was fascinating when I researched it. The McDonald's Golden Arch. Every fucking child knows what the McDonald's arch looks like. Fun fact, children around the world are better at recognizing the McDonald's logo than they are their own name. These babies are dumb, but that's a story for another day. Then you have the Shell gas station logo, which really surprised me. I didn't know globally it had that much of an impact, but apparently that's just as recognizable basically as McDonald's. You have the Christian cross, symbol of Jesus. It's technically not considered now as popular or as recognized as McDonald's or Shell. And you know who's right there with Jesus in the Christian cross? Superman. Culture and globally, Superman's logo is just as recognized as those 4. It's just as disputed as those 4. How can you possibly have the audacity to say Superman is just not that popular? Let me put this in perspective, right? Man of Steel did 670 million at the box office. People fucking hated on Man of Steel. A lot of people said it sucked. But Superman is so popular. People still showed up. And that shit did 670. There's a good chance this Superman movie doesn't even hit 670. There's a chance. There's a chance it hits about 650. Maybe it hits 700. I personally, as a comic book fan, I'm going to tell you all this right now. I want every comic book movie to do well because it's for the culture. Like, we want the culture to continue. We want to continue to see our favorite characters on the screen. I won't support a project if it's like a 1 out of 10, but generally we want to see DC and Marvel on the screen. At least I do, as a comic book content creator, right? But to say Superman is not popular is so stupid. Now, I have my own theory on James Gunn and why he said this. And this is how I felt for a while, and it's backed by numbers. And I want to hear if you guys honestly agree with me about James Gunn mentality. I think James Gunn, when he's in his bag, is one of the better directors for comic book movies. He really is. He does have a formula that he sticks to, but it works for the most part. I'm one of those people that enjoyed his version of the Suicide Squad. I genuinely did. Peacemaker Season 1, amazing. Guardians 1, amazing. Guardians of the Galaxy 2, thanks. Guardians of the Galaxy 3, really good. Now, well, Adam Warlock sucked, but besides that, my point is, he's pretty solid. But here is where I think he struggles, and I think it comes with insecurity because I can relate to this as a content creator. I'm not saying I'm James Gunn level, obviously. I'm just the mentality of it, right? The insecurity with being a content creator. James Gunn has done so well with obscure shit. I'm talking Guardians. Please, like, let's be real. Guardians was not popping before it hit the MCU. Comic book community just was not repping Guardians like that. He took a pretty obscure team, relatively, with Guardians of the Galaxy, killed it. Suicide Squad, which isn't that popular, had a shitty movie in 2016, killed it. Obscure characters, killed it. You look at that, and it makes me wonder if James Gunn struggles with bigger popular titles. And the reason I say that is there is something to be said about creating using something most people don't know about, using obscure material. You can make mistakes. You can change things. You can make them different to the source material because honestly, a lot of people don't know the source material or care enough to look into it. So when you have the more obscure projects, you can really hit it out of the park, even when you're reframing characters like Drax. Drax is completely different than what he is in the comics. But you can change him, because let's be real, and I'm sorry to the 6 Drax the Destroyer fans out there. Apologies, my people. Who gives a fuck if Drax gets changed into a movie, okay? Batista's version was funny. Like, he was dope. So he can change a lot of shit and get away with it because it's relatively obscure material and you have more freedom when not many people are putting you under as crazy of a lens as if it was a major title, right? So when he gets to big projects like Superman, I wonder if he's struggling with that. You know, Superman has a very defined role in the comic book universe. He's a very defined character. He has certain characteristics it's hard to go against, right? Like they're unalienable because of how popular his character and what it's been throughout the decades. So you have something like that. And I wonder if that lack of freedom, that lack of flexibility that you get with the more obscure titles, I wonder if that affects him as both a creative and how he describes his creations. Now, another thing I want to bring up that I think is also a factor here is the people that previewed the movie. I'm going to be straight up about this. And this might sound weird as a guy that's a YouTuber. Like, it might sound like I'm shitting on myself, which I don't care if you think so. But there should be, like, movie review, early screening should be legit movie critics and legit people in the movie industry. Like, that's what I want to hear from. I want to hear from people that do this shit all the time. The exceptions I'll make for influencers are legitimate, like, movie reviewers on YouTube. Like, that's all they do. If you've built a legitimate brand and you're big, yeah, I'm fine with that. But if you're just a comic book fan influencer that just, like, dick rides a certain character and that's what gets you access, that hurts. And let me tell you why. I saw a lot of influencers that were specifically Superman fanboys, which is okay. I'm a Ben Grimm fanboy. I'm seeing Fantastic Four tonight. I might cry if we get an accurate Ben Grimm, okay? I will cry in that fucking theater on my birthday. I don't care. I love Ben Grimm. Go watch my documentary on him. With that being said, this movie from the influencers, immediately after they saw the early screening, they legitimately posted like this was the best movie to ever be made. Fuck comic books. I'm talking, they were acting like this was the greatest movie to ever hit the screen. And you build this expectation with these influencers where they're telling the world, hey, this is the best fucking comic book movie ever made. This is the best Superman movie ever made. This stomps every MCU movie. You have now built the expectation of, we are expecting a damn near perfect Superman movie. We are expecting a damn near perfect comic book movie. And now we're expecting a damn near perfect movie in general. Because if we're being honest, we hold comic books and like alien flicks and Monsterverse. We hold those to different standards, horror movies too, because it's a different type of storytelling, right? Sometimes we're there to see shit blow up. Let's just call a spade a spade. I don't go to Godzilla for the love stories. I don't go to watch Godzilla and King Kong because I'm interested in the people. Fuck the people, let the animals fight, right? But when you present it like it's perfect and then we go see it and it's like a 7 out of 10, we're gonna be like, yo, what was this advertisement? What were y'all preaching about? I got none of that experience. I think that hurts the word of mouth growth of the movie. And because of that, I think it's struggling a little bit. I want it to pick up. I hope it finishes it in the profit. I love David Cordsweat as Superman. He just seems like a dope guy. I actually reached out to interview him. He's a huge Star Wars fan. He's a huge comic book nerd. Just seems dope. I'm rooting for him sincerely, and I hope it does well. But these are some of my theories on Superman, and I had to address that. Just it might be the craziest Superman statement ever. So yeah, let me know what you think in the comment section down below. This was another Dr. Splash rant on my birthday. I hope you guys enjoyed listening to me. And remember, it's Yancey Street, bitches.